Hi everybody, I'm Erin and this is Waiting Moose, where I talk about books. I am here today to do another book haul. I know I just did a book haul, but that was my Boxing Day book haul. And it was late getting put up because reasons. Lots of reasons. But today, I want to talk about some other books that I've picked up. So that was my book outlet book haul. This is a really big mishmash of thrift store finds, which is actually... it's called a reuse center, and it's at our dump. But they recycle things there. So it's not stuff that goes to the dump. People donate to it. It's a nonprofit, and they've got everything. They've got clothes, they've got furniture, they've got everything you could possibly imagine that ends up in this reuse center, and they've got practically a library. It was amazing. I went in there and I went through all of these books, and it was amazing how many they had and what they had. So I'm going to show you those. I was restrained. Other people I took with me, not so much. I only bought 4 books. My husband bought 7. And my mom bought a handful too. I also have a library book haul and 2 coloring books, because I'm going to try to get into coloring a bit more here. So I tried it once before, and then I looked at some other people's books and went, maybe the problem was I didn't have pretty enough coloring books. So I bought 2 coloring books that are more my style than what I had, which had actually been gifts. So we will start with the library book haul, just because those are on top of my pile. First up, I have For a Challenge. This one is Curiosity Thrilled the Cat. This book I picked up because it's been on my TBR list since 2010, and I've got this Tackle Mount, or Climb Your TBR Mountain challenge that I'm doing on Goodreads, and I had to pick 3 or 4 books for every month that I added that month in a previous year. So I couldn't add a book from January 2017. I had to go back and look into my history, and I had a ton in, actually this one's 2011. 20 something. So this is For a Challenge. It will be read soon, because I have to, but I will get it done, I promise. Yeah, so that's one of my library books. My next library book is a classic. It is The Moonstone by Wilkie Collins. Now this book was written in 1860 something. 1868. This book was first published in 1868, and he is considered one of the early one of the first English detective novel writers, this being his second novel, I believe, The Woman in White being being recognized fairly broadly as being the first English language detective novel. Next up, I have one that's diverse. So what happened was I went into my library, and this month they had a traveling book display from the parent library. So our library belongs to a bigger library organization, and they often do these displays of books that go around from library to library. This month's is a brand new exhibit that they're doing, and it is Métis, Inuit, and Indigenous authors. So Native Canadians. And I picked up The Orenda by Joseph Boyden. Now at the end of last year, that's what I was trying to say. At the end of last year, a lot of people were talking about Wenjack, which is also written by Joseph Boyden, and they had really good experiences with it. Now, he's also written Through Black Spruce, which I have not read. Not read anything by him. So he is a Canadian author, and he writes about the Native American experience, or at least stories featuring Native Americans. And then on that same, sorry, this book just sounds awful. I wasn't going to take it out. But on that same display was Nobody Cries at Bingo. Now, this book is written by a Native American, and it's almost a memoir. Now, it says on the back cover that it's a novel, but she talks about herself using her name, right? So I don't know if it's embellished or what, but it is life. It's a look at life growing up on reservations in Saskatchewan and Manitoba, because this family travels back and forth between two reservations. And so yeah, it's a look at life growing up as a Native American or Native Canadian in Saskatchewan on the prairies. And it was really interesting. I'd say it's a young adult book because it really focuses on her teen years, childhood and teen years. So those are the 4 books I got at the library this week, or last week, I guess. And I'm so excited. I've already finished Nobody Cries at Bingo, and I loved it. I was surprised by it, and I felt like probably because of the audience it's intended for, it probably doesn't go deeply enough into some of the issues and situations. But it's a nice lighthearted look at childhood on a native reserve. Next up I'm going to do, bought 8 books. I'm going to do the thrift store haul. So these books are ridiculously cheap. 25 cents. I picked up Nevada Bar's Deep South, which is a book in the Anna Pigeon series. I didn't even care what number it was because it was 25 cents. But it's not far from where I am in the series. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, I have 5 books to read before I get to this. It is a little ways from where I am in the series, but whatever. I love that series, and I'm so glad I picked one up for 25 cents. Next, I got Nero Wolfe's Please Pass the Guilt. Not Nero Wolfe. Rex Stout's Nero Wolfe Mystery, Please Pass the Guilt. Now, I love the back cover on this sucker. It's got a picture of Nero Wolfe. I am really enjoying this series as well. I loved the TV series, so anytime I find one of these, they're really short little 1950s, 19-somethings mysteries, and they're so much fun. Because Archie Goodwin is my favorite. I love Archie Goodwin. Next, I picked up a Canadian classic, Who Has Seen the Wind by W.O. Mitchell. I read Roses Are Difficult here last year, and so I've been collecting his books ever since because I just think he's got a really cool style and a really great way to tell a story about Canada, Canadian and prairie people, right? Because he is, again, from Saskatchewan. And finally, I picked up Nathaniel Hawthorne's The Scarlet Letter because I've never read it, and I'm so excited when I find these classics. I don't really know much about this, but I know that it's only, a couple hundred pages. So, and it's about sex. It's wow. It's about sex and bastard children in the old days. Because, don't have sex or bastard children if you want to be accepted in your community. Next, I'm going to talk about the books my husband got, because I know for any of the science fiction people out there, you're going to just chuckle at these. Now I have to figure out what order they go in. Actually, I don't really have to figure out what order they're going. I'm missing one. Huh. Okay, so he picked up this series of books. How about a first? There's got to be a first. Okay, this is the Amber series by Roger Zelazny. And like I said, I don't know what order these go in, but it is the complete series of 7 books. We have The Court of Chaos. Look at that awesome cover. Again, look at the knights in the bottom of that cover. I mean, this is perfect. Who doesn't think that's a perfect cover? Awesome. And then I've got Trumps of Doom, Sign of Chaos, The Hand of Oberon. Look at that horse. That is a special horse. Or something. The Guns of Avalon, Blood of Amber, and 9 Princes in Amber. So that's 7 books that he got, 25 cents each. I was the expensive one. The 2 bigger books that I bought Who Has Seen the Wind was 50 cents. Oh dear. And The Scarlet Letter was also 50 cents. So expensive. My mom got The 100-Year-Old Man Who Climbed Out the Window and Disappeared for 50 cents. I told her that when she's done with it, if she doesn't like it or doesn't want to keep it, I will take it because I need that on my shelf. I love that book. And he got Better Than Life, which is a Red Dwarf book written by Grant Naylor. So he read the first one in this series when we were on vacation, and I found him the second one, and he had to pick it up because, of course, why wouldn't you if you like Red Dwarf? It's a nice short little novel. And then I was given a gift certificate for Michael's for my birthday, which is actually before Christmas, but we got together with some friends after Christmas to exchange gifts and do everything, and we forgot to take our gifts because that's what we do. So we had gifts. They're downstairs waiting to get in the truck still. It's awesome. But anyway, so I got a gift certificate to Michael's, and I didn't know what I was going to buy because I've kind of replaced crafting with BookTube. So I decided, after watching Pages and Pens talk about coloring books, and there's someone else, I think Books and Pugs? Someone in Pugs, talking about coloring books. I went, oh, you know, coloring books, maybe I didn't do so well with the coloring books before because they weren't subjects I liked. So it was some sort of flower garden thing. I decided that I would try coloring again. And thanks to Pages and Pens showing me all of the great pictures that are in Enchanted Forest, I picked up Enchanted Forest, which has just some gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous things. Like a castle and a telescope. So you see that I'm definitely going to be coloring this one. But I thought I wasn't ready for this level of coloring greatness. Because it is. That coloring book is awesome. And I'm not ready to start coloring in it. I need to practice first. It's been a few years since I've successfully colored and enjoyed it. So then I bought Color and Create Aquatic Life, which is one of the Michael's coloring books, and I do love sea creatures. And look at such pretty things that they've got. And what I liked about this was when they show you pictures on here, it's not shaded. I mean, this looks shaded, but that's because each dot is a different color. But like, you look at the coral and it's a solid color, and that's what I do. I can't take something and go, ooh, this needs to be shaded like this to make it look so realistic. So I was really excited by that, and I started coloring almost right away. So I've done that, which it doesn't look finished, but it's done. I'm not coloring the rest of the fish, just not. And then I started on this boat in the middle of a bunch of shells, which looks so pretty. So I can't wait to finish that one. So that was the 2 coloring books I picked up, and I'm having fun with them. Woohoo. So yeah, I can't believe I'm doing yet another book haul because you're going to see one, and then I'm going to post this one. 2 book hauls in a row. But the other one, the first one, is going to be from Boxing Day. Purchased it on Boxing Day, and it was a sale, and it had to be done. This is, I mean, you can't expect a whole series of fantasy novels from classic fantasy novels from the 70s to sit around in the reuse center for any specific length of time, right? The worst thing is my library is having a book sale. Yep, they have a book sale scheduled for the first weekend in February, so I've got that coming up. And I'm hoping I've got a box and a bag of books to unhaul, and I think I'm just going to stop over there sometime this week, maybe the weekend, and go, do you want these? Sell them. Because I don't want them. Get them out of my house. Yeah. I hope you enjoyed, and I do hope that you guys talk to me about these, not these books specifically, because I don't know if anyone's read these, but they're short. Still like 140 pages. If you've read any of these books, have any feedback, want to tell me which books I should read first, which books you want to see reviewed, I'd love to hear that from you. Yeah. Have a great day. Thanks for watching. Bye.